For, well, basically all of human history, we've just accepted aging as this unchangeable fact of life. But right now, a revolution is brewing in biotech labs all over the world. It's being fueled by billions of dollars and, honestly, some of the smartest people in science and tech. And get this, they're not just trying to slow aging down, they're trying to flat out reverse it. Okay, let's dive into this incredible race to turn back the clock. So let's start with the big one, the question that is driving this entire field. What if aging isn't some one-way street? What if it's a process we can actually understand, maybe interrupt, and possibly send into reverse? I know it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but this is a question being asked in the most serious scientific circles on the planet right now. And this is where it gets really, really real. We have two major players, Life Biosciences and Retro Biosciences, and they have moved way beyond theory. They are now officially in human clinical trials, testing fundamentally different ways to reverse aging. This isn't about mice in a lab anymore. The race has officially entered the human arena. First up, let's talk about the company that's taking a very focused, almost laser-guided shot at this problem. It's all built around the ideas of one of the most famous and sometimes controversial figures in longevity research, Harvard's David Sinclair. So the whole idea behind their approach is Sinclair's information theory of aging. Think of it like this. Your DNA is like a perfect digital CD full of information. But over time, the player that reads that CD, that's the epigenome, it gets all scratched up. The theory is, if you can just polish those scratches, you can restore the cell's ability to read that original youthful information correctly and make it act like a young cell again. Now, this idea of polishing the cells didn't just come out of nowhere. The inspiration came from the absolutely groundbreaking work of Shinya Yamanaka. He won a Nobel Prize for discovering 4 specific proteins, we call them Yamanaka factors, that could completely rewind an adult cell, say a skin cell, all the way back to a stem cell, a blank slate that can become anything. This was huge because it proved a cellular reset was even possible. Okay, but, and this is a massive but, there was a huge, life-threatening catch. Taking this incredible discovery from a petri dish and actually putting it into a living, breathing animal, well, that was proving to be incredibly dangerous. As Sinclair himself said, using all 4 of those super powerful Yamanaka factors in a live mouse was a complete disaster. The reset was just too strong. It didn't just make cells young again, it caused tumors to grow and the animals died. The very tool that could reverse aging was also a potential kill switch. And this is where the big breakthrough happened. You see, everyone thought you needed all 4 factors to make it work, but Sinclair's lab tried something that sounds kind of simple. They just left out the one factor that was known to be linked to cancer. They only used 3. And the results? It was absolutely stunning. They got a partial reset, just enough to restore the youthful information and reverse vision loss in old mice, all without causing tumors. They had found the dimmer switch, not just the on-off button. So that brings us right up to today. Life Biosciences has taken that 3-factor approach, they've packaged it into a therapy, and they just got the green light from the FDA to test it in people. They're starting with the eye, targeting vision loss from glaucoma and another condition called NAION, which also damages the optic nerve. The goal is simple: restore function to those damaged cells. This is it, the first major test of the information theory of aging in actual human beings. Okay, so let's shift gears and look at the second major contender in this race. They're taking a completely different strategic approach. Meet Retro Biosciences. And right away, you can see the difference. Retro is backed by a whopping $180 million seed round from Sam Altman of OpenAI. So instead of making one massive bet on a single theory like LifeBio is doing, they're building a whole portfolio of different therapies. They're targeting aging from a bunch of different angles. This slide really lays out their whole game plan. They've got 3 totally separate programs running at the same time. One is a drug to help cells clean out their own junk. Another is a therapy for old, angry immune cells in the brain. And a third is all about rejuvenating the entire immune system. It's a classic Silicon Valley strategy, right? Diversify your bets to give yourself the best shot at a breakthrough. And here's the kicker. Just like Life Biosciences, Retro is also already at the human trial stage. Their first shot on goal is a drug designed to boost a process called autophagy. They think it could be a game changer for fighting neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So what the heck is autophagy? Well, think of it as your cell's built-in recycling and garbage disposal system. It breaks down all the old, junky parts. As we get older, this system gets, well, kind of lazy, and all that junk builds up, especially in cells that stick around for a long time, like our brain cells. Retro's drug is designed to basically kick that system back into high gear. So here's the race in a nutshell. On one side, you've got Life Biosciences making the single, profound bet that Sinclair's information theory is the one master key to it all. And on the other side, you've got Retro Biosciences betting that one of several different keys, or maybe a combination of them, is what's going to unlock a longer, healthier life. And this is what makes this moment in history so unbelievably exciting. It doesn't matter what their philosophy is. Both of these teams have crossed the starting line. For the first time ever, fundamentally different scientific approaches to reversing parts of aging are being tested in people at the exact same time. The data we get from these trials, it's going to be revolutionary, no matter what happens.
So what's really at stake here? What does the winner of this race actually get? Well, the prize is, it's almost hard to wrap your head around how big it is.
Let's just start with the money. $3 trillion. That's how much is spent every single year on age-related diseases, and that's just in the US. A therapy that could actually prevent or reverse these diseases isn't just a blockbuster drug. It's something that would reshape the entire global economy. But the real prize isn't just more years of life, it's more healthy years. This is the whole idea of health span. The goal isn't to live to be 120 with all the aches and diseases of a 90-year-old. The goal is to feel and function like you're much younger for way, way longer, and to squeeze that period of sickness at the end of life into a much shorter time. That's the prize that matters to every single one of us. And like David Sinclair says, we are right on the edge of getting real answers. The results from these first human trials, they're not going to be subtle. We're about to get the first hard evidence of whether these powerful, elegant theories about aging can actually deliver for people.
So you see, the whole conversation has fundamentally shifted. The question is changing from a hopeful if to a very competitive who and how. As these trials get going, we are all witnesses to the beginning of what could be the single most important scientific revolution in human history. The race is on.